Gary marks them so that I don't have a problem putting them on. There's 2 spots there on both, and there's a spot on each there, so you know which end is which. And workshop's a little bit of a mess, but I just wanted to show the amount of space that I have available at the moment, because we have 2 recumbents in getting serviced. Veronica's usually sits over here, and the GT1 sits over there. James not ready for us to do any filming this morning, and it's a cold one as well, but here we are. He's just serviced our recumbents, so put a new chain onto the GT1. That's wonderful, and serviced Veronica's, tightened the spokes and things like that, so that's awesome. And this is the new one that James has just created, and we don't have a name for it yet.
Still working on the name.
Still working on the name. So
got some very good suggestions, but still working on the name.
Yeah, got some great suggestions out there, so anybody with suggestions, put it in the comments below. We'll pass them on to James. Thanks very much, James. And of course this is my one up here. And the reason I've got all this mess over here is I've got bags to the wazoo and back and paper bags and all sorts of things, but this is the latest one that Gary has made for us. These are the brackets that he has made for it to fit onto this recumbent. And I have bags for it. I've got a bag under there which I've got to take out, and then what I'll do is I will wrap these with shrink wrap before I put it on. Let's take these apart. Take this stem out. I'll take this stem out, and we will cover that with shrink wrap. This heat shrink is actually it's about 20 mil, and so the heat shrink is 40 mil, so that it will, and it shrinks down to half its size, so it'll shrink down to the 20 mil. Okay, you can see now as it's cooling, it's wrapping itself a little closer. Now Gary supplied me with ends as well, and he'll make these for you too if you're interested. And this, I'm telling you, it's fantastic. It really is sturdy as, not going anywhere. I just got to make sure that I don't burn myself when I hold the. That's better. The cooking glove. So it's a cool glove. It'll do. It'll do. The things that we do, hey. Still warm. I'll just open this up a little bit more. So if I put that there, and that goes underneath the recumbent like that, and then, so that'll be underneath the recumbent. Seat will be, this is a side-on view. Then I can adjust this bar up and down using that nut there. Will go under the seat, and I can adjust that so I can move my bar backwards and forwards. See, that's the aim of that game there. So I will use this as the bottom, and that can actually be a much shorter bar, but what I'll do is I really only need that much, about 4 inches roughly. I don't need all the rest of this. I'll put these on here. Yeah, that one was good. I'll take these off. I actually have to take it apart in order to put it on. but that's okay. I will come back once I have shortened this pipe. I've taken this out of here because these are different sizes to suit a bicycle handlebars. It's a handlebar extender. One is for the upright and the other one is for the actual handlebar to fit through, and they're almost always different sizes. So what Gary's done is he has made this spacer here, and he's put some tape around it as well to keep it in place. Once I put the wrap on, it will take care of that. So I'm actually going to put the wrap over the spacer as well. I have shortened the bar, and I'm going to wrap that now. So I've just glued the end piece in. Because I cut it with a hacksaw, it's not all that straight, but and again, it's just for me and it's for my recumbent, so that will fit in there quite nicely. There you go. You see, it's going to be a lot tighter than that once I put the wrap on it though. So how much wrap do I need? I probably need a bit of an overhang, so I'm going to halve this. I'm just going to cut this in half. And that'll give me plenty of overhang. So that's fine. I'll put that piece away. This in here. And get that into there. Beautiful. Okay, here we go. Okay, now just got to put a glove on because that's going to be pretty warm. That's pretty quick. I just got to make sure that nothing gets burnt with that. Yeah, and that's more or less in the middle. I didn't measure it, so it's not exact. I just sighted it and said it's about the middle. That'll do, and this will hold everything in place. So that should fit in there anyway without any real problem. And I will cut off the excess. So let me just take that over there for now. Cut the excess off. This is not a how-to channel. Okay. And to finish it off, I'll just grab a bit of paper. This is a grit. I want to go overboard. Perfect. Okay, this is the bar now that's going to fit underneath the seat, the width of the seat, and this is the one that's going to hold the case. And that's still pretty warm, so I'm going to let that cool off for a little bit. And I'll trim it off and then we'll start to assemble. Okay, I've put some blue tape around the two spots where I'm going to put this beam, and I will adjust this afterwards. So I'll put this up here like that. Okay, it's got to go over that way. It's got to go over that way. I can turn it. That'll do. Okay. There we go. Let's have a look at this. Get this cage out of the way. Get the cage out. Very long screws. There we go. Cage is out of the way. Now we can probably get in and do a little bit of work. Okay, that's looking better already. Let's have a look and see where my screws. There we go. Get them started. Now these screws need to be on. Now what I'm doing is I'm keeping this parallel with my seat. No corners up there so that I don't hit it. And then I'll tension these all evenly and keep that space between the two bars as close to parallel as I can. Because I've got the tape on there, I'll make sure that it's super tight. Okay, that's not going anywhere. Let's turn this back around so that we can see what we're doing. We're going to be tightening this one here. And Gary marks them so that I don't have a problem putting them on. There's two spots there on both, and there's a spot on each there, so you know which end is which, and they go line up together so that the screws don't present a problem when you're tightening it up. Now, this is what fits onto the bag, and you can see the down arrow here pointing. That's the button there which releases this mechanism over here and allows the bag to be taken off. Okay, we'll see how we go. Now, to adjust the angle of this bar here, we use this lock over here, and as you can see, we can adjust that so that we're level, and I think that I'm putting it level with the yellow bar there, and that's about it right there. Just doing this by eye. Okay, now you will notice too that I've got these adhesives pieces on here. They come with spacers as well. This is the spacer that I would use on the bar as well, but these spacers actually make it just a little bit too big. So on this occasion I'm using the adhesive. These adhesive strips I've put on because that's just the right amount of spacing. I've tried this out, I've tightened it up and everything and taken it off just so that I can show you how this works. If I needed to swing this bar further back away from the handlebar, when I turn the handlebar to make sure that it misses the bag, and that's precisely, I've already lined it all up and double checked it before I tightened everything off. And then I wanted to show you how this works. Okay, so we have these now. I've got the screws in there, and there's a grub screw there as well to tighten off on the cable. I'll show you how that works. But these go around the bar and they go into there, go into here around the bar, and that's how that works. So I'm going to put that on now and show you. I'll try not to lose any of my screws in the process. There we go. I'm going to tilt this up slightly so that when I put the weight in the bag, it'll push it down and tighten this strap, which I'm going to put around the top there, and that will stop it from bending down like that. That's it there. It doesn't really, as long as the bag is where you want it, that's the most important thing. And let's get this tightened up. Put this cable in, it goes down the back, and out the bottom. there's a little hole there for it. So I just want to make sure that that cable is fairly tight, and I want this to be up slightly. So not too much, just a little. It'll stretch that cable. Push that back a bit. Push that one back a little. So about there will do the trick quite nicely. So I'll just tighten up this grub screw. I'll bring this camera around a little bit so we can see this grub screw that I'm tightening here, just to here. Don't want that to be too high, but it will push down, and I will actually force it down. So I'm just tightening this grub screw nice and tight. I'm going to force that down. It'll still be tilted up slightly. Okay, that'll do the trick. So now we'll get the bag. Let's take the bag there. It has the bag has this piece on the back which covers the mechanism. So you can see this mechanism over here. That's the clipping on mechanism, and that gets covered over by that flap. The bag is big enough for a small drone, and the controller also for a phone and a few other bits and bobs, you know, spare batteries, etc. So it's a decent sized bag. I mean, I don't want anything much more than that. If I wanted a bigger bag, I'd get one like Veronica's, but I don't need anything that big. So when I'm going to use the bag on the recumbent, I just roll this up. It's got Velcro strip that just holds it up out of place. So, and that just clips on like that. It's not going anywhere. The top as well has Velcro, so that you can put your phone into it, and you can actually have it on an angle so that you can look at it. Let's take that off. That's how that comes off. I just press the button in. It releases the clip, which allows me to pull it off. And we'll put that back on again. So that just fits in there like that on both sides. Be careful you don't pinch your fingers. I've done that, and it's quite painful. And that just clips in like that. And as I was saying, you can use this so it's got a zip on here to put your phone in if you want to, your maps or whatever it is that you want to use. You can have it on an angle so that you can view it quite comfortably and easily. I don't use it that way, so I just fold that over, put that in like that. It velcros down. It's fine. And the flap opens away from you, so you can see into your bag quite easily. It's quite good. Now you've got to Scotch guard it or do something to it to prevent, because without the even with mud guards on, you're going to have water and muck up against the face end of the bag. So be prepared for that. Make sure that you make it watertight. This particular one doesn't come with a rain cover. Some bags do. The one that I've got on Veronica's recumbent does come with a rain cover. So, and I keep calling her Veronica when I'm talking to other people, but she likes to be called Ronnie, and that is her nickname, and I call her that when I'm talking to her. But when I'm talking about her, I always call her Veronica. I don't know why that is, but yeah, I've got to try get in the habit of saying Ronnie. She's my Bonnie Ronnie. I wanted to show you on this trike stand. Oopsie. On this trike stand is a little plate. Now all this is a baking dish that I've screwed some brackets and that onto. so that I can push this on and take it off. As you can see, there's brackets there and brackets on the other side, so that they can be pushed on and pushed off. And it's just a little tool tray, basically. Clips on like that. Have my tools on there. This is a fantastic stand, recumbent stand. As you can see where the recumbent stands into it, and these over here adjust, they turn. So, and the wheels, going down to the bottom here, if I can, the wheels actually lock on or come off, so that it's very, very portable. As you can see, that's moving around quite nicely there. So I just wanted to show you that. The stand is adjustable, so all of these joints loosen up. You can collapse the whole thing down, pull it all apart, put it back together. It's very portable by doing that, and you can adjust these to whatever height you want. So that's your tray, as long as you've got some distance there. So I've put it about halfway. I wanted to make sure that I've got a bit of clearance underneath, and that works really, really well. So I'll go around the front here. Here's the front hook on there, and yeah, it's a fantastic stand. Now Gary makes those as well. So the other thing that he does is he makes these nameplates, which I've just put on with a couple of cable ties. So he makes those to order. Yeah, makes these whole brackets over here to order, and I think that's quite a professional job, that I'd say. I supplied the handlebar bracket, Gary supplied the tubing, and he made these two brackets here that hold it in place on the back of the seat. Unlock. Pull this out. So I can turn these wheels, and there you go. You can see that I still have clearance, and that steering has gone all the way. It can't go any further than that. So I've got plenty of room. Thanks for watching, and God bless.